I'm here with Kevin Bender, who is the director, editor, and executive producer of The Quantum Suicide of Sophie Miller. Can you tell us a little bit of your responsibilities as all of those titles you're doing?
As a director, it's my responsibility to have the plan, to see the big picture. Other than Matt, I'm sort of the first person that comes in and sort of decides what the big vision is going to look like, with the help of Daryl, the producer, start to bring in the people who are going to make that possible. From the director of photography to the art department folks to the costume, makeup, and to make sure that everyone understands the kind of look that we're going for. And then once we get into principal photography, get into pre-production, to understand how the pieces fit together. Because I think one of the things outsiders to film don't realize is how piecemeal it is. And it's not just that there's little pieces going into it between costume and set and things that are kind of done independently and then put together, but then also it's shot in pieces. You get a piece of sound, you get a piece of video, you have the music recorded completely separately, you have B-roll, which is scenery shots, and you have all these little pieces that are very independent of each other, that are done in tiny little segments, and then they have to fit together when you get to post-production. And the director is typically the only person that understands how it's all going to piece together at the end of the day, because the director is the one who comes up with the plan. So then beyond sort of having the plan and having the idea of how everything comes together, then it's overseeing the execution of that, making sure that every piece of footage that we capture, every prop that's made, every costume that is brought to the set is going to advance the plan, advance the vision, is going to fit with the overall feel of the movie. That it all goes in, it all works together, it all ends up saying the same thing, making the same points, accentuating the same elements to make sure that what we're doing with the camera, and what we're doing with the costume, what we're doing with the lighting, what we're doing with the acting, that it all is coming together to the same ultimate endpoint. And being the director and being the editor kind of go hand in hand. Typically, in the Hollywood world, they are two different people. For this, I'm being the editor mostly because I own the stuff to do it, and I live quite a further away than everybody else, so it'd be hard for other people to edit it. So I'm editing it as well, but that kind of goes hand in hand, because once you have all the pieces, then it's actually post-production where they kind of fit together. So then it's actually just going through the technical process of taking all the pieces and actually physically putting them together in the editing room, to take all the sound that was recorded, all the video that was recorded, put it out on the timeline and cut between shots to actually then build a movie in post-production. And then the picture editor is the one in charge of the entire post-production process. So the people who are going to edit the sound, and that may or may not end up being me, would work for me. And then Kyle, who's doing the music and the visual effects, I'm giving him the frames that he need visual effects added to them, and he's doing that, and I'm putting it back into the movie. I'm giving him the rough cuts, and he's going to compose the music for that, and I'll put it back into the sound mix of the movie. So then it's supervising all the other pieces that go into post-production besides the sound and the music and the visual effects.
So a lot of responsibilities there.
Oh, and I forgot. The executive producer, that's the money guy. I keep the budget together. I manage business and legal details, contracts and bank accounts and keeping the books, essentially. I serve in that role because the whole movie's being produced under the auspices of my company, Roberta Films. So by default, I'm the executive producer, and I'm also in corporate finance as a day job. So it sort of makes sense for me to be the one running the books and the legal details, because I know it, I do it my daily job. So sorry, I just had to throw that one in there. It's kind of completely disconnected from everything else. It's kind of its own thing.
So what have been some of your challenges doing this film?
The biggest challenge, the biggest frustration is always that fact that everybody always needs me all the time. You don't often get a break. Sometimes there's 7 or 8 people trying to yell at you at the same time, trying to get something from you. And it can be very frustrating, you know, when everybody's coming at you with a problem at once and you have to kind of solve the problems. And sometimes some of them get solved immediately. And, you know, when the cameras are rolling, when you're in principal photography, the director's, you know, quite literally calling the shots. So one of the challenges that comes with that is finding the balance between being tactful and being firm when you know, the shot's not going right, and you sort of have to fix it and move on and get quiet on the set, and you're being pressured about how long things are taking, you're running out of time, you have to be out of the location at a certain time, so you know you're short on time. So it's managing all of the variables that slow the shoot down in a way that's tactful, and sometimes it's very difficult when you're already pretty stressed out, you have a lot of demands coming at you from a lot of directions, and that can be difficult to keep cool, keep calm, keep your composure when there's just so much going on and so much that you're worried about and so many demands that are being put on you simultaneously.
So how did you get involved in this?
So Matt was trying to find somebody to make a movie, and I guess nobody would do it, so he called Satan and made a deal with the devil, and apparently, I don't know the details of that transaction, but it must have been a pretty bad deal. The devil clearly wasn't very happy, because they gave him me, and I probably fucked the whole thing up. So I guess we can blame Satan, I don't know. On a serious note, I knew Matt from college, and he did approach a couple different people to make the movie. I was the one that was interested in doing it. So I met with him and Daryl, and this was back like August, September last year probably, and we sort of got the ball rolling on it. And sort of as I said before, the director is probably one of the very first people to come on board, because kind of everything else is going to flow off of the director's plan and the director's vision for it. So yeah, Matt and I have done 2 or 3 product projects together. Most notably The Receipt, which had some national distribution and got some critical praise in Virginia. He was the male lead in that film.
So what kind of success do you hope this movie will have?
$12 million I'm hoping this gets into some festivals that are like the South Bend, Indiana, you know, festival video, which is pretty much where some of the other ones have gotten into. You know, we're hoping for some more traction in the festival circuit, stuff like Toronto, Chicago. You know, in a perfect world, Sundance. You know, 4,500 people submit their films to Sundance every year, and they pick more features than everybody else. But I mean, they get 4,500 submissions, so even if they pick 25, 30 features out of 4,500, it's like, so it's very difficult to hit a Sundance. Ideally, that would, you know, kind of be perfect, or Con. But yeah, to get into some main festivals, you know, get the traction on the festival circuit. You know, just production values. I have no illusions of theatrical distribution. I mean, other than in local venues, but maybe some DVD pickup for a wider circulation. You know, rail stores, Netflix, you know, that kind of distribution.
Well, thank you for chatting with us today. Thanks everyone for watching. Subscribe to my channel to get the latest scoop on the quantum suicide of Sophie Miller. Thanks again. See you later.